During Birmingham Festival 23, we created an installation entitled Nomad at the Exchange, part of the University of Birmingham, overlooking Centenary Square. We created a nomadic tent structure as a retreat from the city, inviting the public to step inside to ponder and reflect on a series of provocations around their relationship with faith. We listened and gathered the stories of our communities. The Prophet Muhammad said, "This world is like the journey on a camel, stopping under the shade of a tree for a moment before moving on." That single pause representing our life and our insignificance in the grand scheme of things. We are but only travellers, a nomadic existence, consumed and consuming with little pause for thought.
It always, in my mind, even if it's family or myself or community, that always links back to God, because it was all provided by Him. So, and thinking about like our granddads or our father and things like that, that helps me keep my faith. We're not from UK, I'm Bangladeshi. And the leap of leaving your home, your family, and going thousands of miles away, and then being able to set up a life that I've got now, that is what drives me to do big things.
Recently there have been challenges in my life because we've recently retired, and I thought that the people who would be there for me in retirement weren't necessarily there. This was extended family who were just getting on with their own lives and didn't seem to have any time for me. But that's fine. I've reconciled myself with that, and I'm very happy now with just my son and my husband to share my life with. If you don't have hope, you don't have anything.
If I didn't have faith, I would be again questioning why. Because there's a lot of bad things in the world, and if you just switch on the news and all you see is injustice and hardship around you, and you think, why is this happening? But when you then look at a purpose behind it, you realize that yes, that injustice is there, because it's not just a test from Allah for the people who are suffering, but it's also a test for me and those who are in a position to help.
Clearly I'm human, and so momentarily when somebody's disappointed me, I might have lost faith in someone, but I quickly pull myself into a sense of order and try to understand the life that they're living. And there's that phrase, you need to walk in someone else's shoes for a few minutes. And
when I was just turned 6, my mother passed away. My father decided to remarry 9 months later. Alhamdulillah. But your mother is your mother, and no matter what, nobody else can replace that. So as time went on, I won't go into too much detail, but the faith in the so-called family, it got lost. For years, me and my sisters, we tried to mend it. And then it came to a point I just thought to myself, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this to my family. I can't do this to myself. And I withdrew. But again, seeking the guidance of Allah first. And the answer that I got was the best answer, because I refrained myself from the negativity. I lost the faith. I found the faith, and alhamdulillah, it's been a blessing since then.
I've got faith in humanity, and faith in future generations that are growing now. I think community is important within society today, because the world can be a hard place to live in. So I refound the faith in myself, faith I'd lost as a child due to childhood traumas. Looking within myself and not feeling the worry of other people's thoughts has meant that where I lost faith in myself, I've refound myself. I've found who the child was.
Over the years, I've moved my faith towards people, which I kind of put at the centre of my world, and that for me is the bedrock of, I think, who I am and what I'm about.
I think everybody as human beings, throughout the day, we lose faith in things as well, but also can be found, and it's just a cycle of recovery, resurrection, reconciliation.
Often online is where people's faith can be shattered. So it's important, I think, to take time away from being online. I think it's good sometimes to be in an echo chamber because it builds your faith in what you believe in. And then when you feel right, step out of that echo chamber with a sort of renewed strength to talk to people about what you believe in and what you believe is right.
Faith is important to me, and with me, I'll put my full trust in Allah. You know, whatever I'm going through, you know, I just let it be in His hands.
I've walked in these refugee camps and I've got children begging me to take them back home and begging me to be their mother. You know, that's like one of the hardest things I think I've had to experience and go through. And at those times when I've hit rock bottom, looking at the suffering in the world, it has made me lose a bit of faith in humanity.
If it wasn't for my community, I'm going to name my areas in Small Heath and Bawdsey Green, people bringing me into their homes and their families, my children wouldn't have had the familial support around them, bringing us in, feeding us, being there for us, was essential to me being the best parent I can be. So I had the village behind me, the village helped bring up the children with me. Just the warmth of the communities was essential to me, having the experience I've had in Birmingham, otherwise I might have run back to London. So that was essential to me, even though they were of the Muslim faith and I was coming from the Christian faith. That sense of community and the open arms just gave me faith in humankind.